Hi everyone, welcome back. In this section we are going to talk about the prototype, and in this lesson we are going to talk about some of the basics and time transition. You can find this project in the resource folder for the prototype section. So we are going to cover all of this, but in the beginning we are going to cover the basics and also the time transition. So we will start with this one. Now we are in the prototype mode, but you will be in the design mode when you are designing your artboards. And then when you want to prototype them and animate them, you will go to the prototype over here. And now in the prototype mode, you are going to give actions to each button, or anything that you want in our design, we can give it an action. So the first thing is this button. We are going to connect it to this artboard. Just click on this arrow and drag it and connect it to this artboard. Once you connect it, in the right side you have these settings. We have the trigger. It means what action you should do until this button works. We want to use the tap for now. And then we have the action. We have type of action. We have transition, auto animate, overlay, scroll, previous artboard, audio and speech playback. We are going to cover all of this. For now we are going to go with the transition. And then we have the destination. The destination is already set because we connect this button to the sign up artboard. And then we have the type of animation. We have all of these types of animation. We are going to use these all for now. And then we have easing. This is how your animation will act. Let's use ease out for now, and the duration of the animation we will make it 3 seconds. And then we have more actions. If you want to add more actions, you can click on that plus button. Now let's play it. Over here in the play button we are going to play our prototype. And now if we tap on the let's start, it will go to the other artboard, which is sign up. We are going to set an action for this arrow. So from the second artboard, when we click on this arrow, it will go to the first one. So just double click until you are able to select it and then connect it. If you want to remove, just click on any area and drag it out like this. It will be removed. Now if you click on this one without connecting it to any artboard, you can press on this plus button. Now we can add all of these settings again. We can use tap, and then transition, we will make it previous artboard. So now when we click on this arrow, it will go to the previous artboard. This is an easy way to set a button or anything to go to the previous artboard without you going and connecting to the previous artboard. So I'm going to click on this connection again, and over here I'm going to change these settings. We will change the animation to see what is the difference. So this is a slide left. If we change it to the slide right, it will be opposite. Let's change it to slide up. So you have all of these types of animations. So yeah, we have all of these types of animations. You can go ahead and play with these animations to make yourself more familiar with this animation and also with the interaction section. Okay, I will make this one slide up, the animation, and then we are going to cover the easing. This changes the way that this artboard animates. You can also change the duration. As you can see, it's very slow now. Let's make it 1 second. I will make it 4 seconds again. Okay, that's all that I wanted to cover in this lesson. The type of actions, we are going to cover them in the coming lessons. Now the last thing that I want to show you is removing a connection. Now if I want to remove this connection, just click any area of the connection and drag it out like this. Or you can just click on it and press delete on the keyboard like this. So this is how you remove a connection. Okay, now we will move to the time transition. I will remove all of these purple ones. With this time transition, we want to create a loading screen. So when you click on the let's start, it will load and then it will go to the second artboard. So for that, I'm going to duplicate this artboard. I press on the Alt or Option on the Mac, and now we will create a rectangle that covers the whole artboard. We are going to change the color over here to purple. and then bring down the opacity to something like this. Okay, that's good. And now we have this loading icon. You can find it, it's over here. It's inside this project. And then we will fit it in the middle of the artboard. So when you press on the Let's Start, it will go to this loading artboard, and then it will go to the second artboard, which is this one. I'm going to duplicate this one as well. Press on the Alt or Option, and I will move it over the other side. Now I'm going to duplicate this one, and I'm going to rotate this icon because you want this to rotate or to spin actually. One more time. We need to make more copies. I'll move this over here. Just a tip, when you want to select an artboard, you just click on their name like this, and then you can select it and duplicate. Okay, this one I'm going to rotate it to go to the first position again. So now we have all of these artboards. We are going to use the time transition between them to make the spinning loading icon. So the first thing I'm going to do is to go to the prototype mode. And then we will click on this Let's Start, connect it to this artboard. And we are going to use these settings. We will use trigger tap, transition, and it will go to the second artboard, which is onboarding 2. So you are going to use these settings. Transition, action will be transition, and then the type of animation, type of animation, you are going to make it slide right. This one will be good. And easing duration, we will keep it the same. Now between these loading or onboarding artboards, we are going to use time transition. So for that, we are going to select these onboarding artboards. We will just select it, and we will connect to each other. One thing to remember, you need to select the artboard itself because time transition only works with the artboard, not in the items inside the artboard. Now we have selected this rectangle on this artboard. If you go to the trigger, you cannot see time. I will remove this connection and then click on the name of the artboard to select the artboard. And now we are going to connect it to the other artboard. In the trigger, you have time now. So you'll select time. And then you are going to choose the transition and also the time. So the delay, you are going to make it 2 seconds. Then you are going to do the same thing for the other artboards. You will just click on this one. I already connected this one to the other one. I'm going to remove it like this, and now click on the name of the artboard, and you're going to connect it to this one. We're going to use the same settings for this one as well. We are going to use the same settings. So Adobe XD is saving all of the settings that we've entered previously. Make sure you select the artboard itself and then connect it. For this one, we'll use the time again. I will use the same thing. Now if you go ahead and play it, I'll click on this one and play. Now click on the Let's Start. As you can see, we did a mistake. We have used the animation slide left. That's why this is happening. I'm going to select each artboard and change the animation to none, just like this. When you click on the artboards, the settings for the connection will appear on the right, as you can see. And you're going to change the animation to none for all of them. Let's play it again. For this one also, I'll make it dissolve. Okay, let's play it and click on the Let's Start. As you can see, now we have our loading screen. I'm going to set something for this arrow as well to go back to the first screen again. I'm using the arrow keys, by the way. Now let's go to the last screen. I'll click on this arrow and connect it to the first one. And we are going to use these settings. Now if we play it again, we can now go to the first screen, just like this. Let's start. And then we can go to the first screen with this one. We can change the animation for the loading screen if we change the type of the action, by the way. So right now I'm going to do that. If I just click on this screen, this onboarding screen, click on it and change the type of the action, make it auto animation. We will change it for all of the onboarding screens. And I'm going to talk about auto animation in details in the coming lessons. For now, just use it. And if you play it, let's start. As you can see, we have this nice animation. It's totally different from the first one. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed and learned something new. In this lesson, we talk about the basic of prototyping and also the time transition. In the next lesson, you are going to talk about the component states. I'll see you there. Bye bye.